Thank you so much for joining. We're just waiting for the viewers to join and we'll be getting started here momentarily. We're also just confirming our audio. Okay, great. So we're going to get started with some housekeeping, and then we're going to turn to the content that we brought to share. Specifically, we want to talk about the differences and some of the advantages, the reasons why Crypto Solo 401k is the best retirement account option. So comparing your Crypto IRA versus Crypto Solo 401k in terms of retirement account options to invest in cryptocurrency. If you are watching on YouTube, we would appreciate it if you could please like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. If you're watching as a recording, you can we're sure going to show you the resources where you can continue the conversation on our community. But first, we'll just start out with our standard housekeeping. This presentation is being provided for educational purposes only and should not be construed as tax, legal, or investment advice, nor as a solicitation. When making an investment decision, please consult with your tax attorney and financial professional. So in terms of some of the resources that we do offer, number one, we have our community site, which is mysolo401k.net/mycommunity. So we'll show you that page as we have a number of good resources there. So for example, we have events every day of the week, daily live webinars where you can come and ask questions. You can hear what other individuals are asking to learn from others. We also have forums where you can post questions 24/7. You can just simply create a post. You can see what other folks are asking about. So it's a great way to share the knowledge, learn from others. All are welcome to our community, of course. It's free to join. Again, it's mysolo401k.net/mycommunity. So we'll chat over the link there. Again, the topic for today is, first off, we want to talk about Crypto Solo 401k basics. So the basic steps to invest retirement money in cryptocurrency via Solo 401k. And then we want to go through some of the different options out there, specifically comparing Crypto IRA as an account vehicle or account option versus Crypto Solo 401k, and really go through the reasons why the Crypto Solo 401k is the best retirement account option for individuals looking to invest in cryptocurrency. And then finally, if you have questions, if you're watching on YouTube, you can chat over the questions and we'll go through the questions sequentially once we go through the slides. So first off, again, we'll start with the basics. So how to invest Solo 401k funds in cryptocurrency. What are the steps? So the first step is that you have to open a Solo 401k. So there is an eligibility requirement. Specifically, you need to be self-employed with no full-time W-2 employees. Now, it's noteworthy that you don't need to have a separate entity. You could be self-employed as a sole proprietor. It's also noteworthy that you can have a W-2 job, right? You might have a W-2 job and have separate self-employment activity. There's no minimum amount of self-employment activity. So it just needs to be legitimate and consistent and reported on your taxes so that you're demonstrating that you are eligible to have, that you're self-employed and therefore eligible to set up a Solo 401k. An additional part of step one is that you would then need to set up a Solo 401k plan through a provider that allows for investing your Solo 401k funds in cryptocurrency. So you would want to find a provider, of course, that has experience in helping other clients invest in cryptocurrency in terms of setting up the accounts, transferring money, making contributions, etc. So of course, I mean, we have been in business since 2009 as a company, and we've been helping our clients invest in cryptocurrency for many, many years. Step 2, you need to fund the solo 401k. So that's going to entail, first of all, opening up a bank or a brokerage account in the name and under the EIN number of the solo 401k. So as part of the establishment process, a separate EIN number is obtained for the plan. As part of our process, we do obtain that EIN number from the IRS for you. We would also prepare the paperwork that the bank or brokerage of your choice would require to open up an account in the name of the solo 401k. And there might be different accounts, right? If you have multiple people, such as say a husband and wife that are both working in the same business, or if you have different types of funds, right? Pre-tax and Roth money, then it would be different sub-accounts. But we pre-fill all the paperwork that the bank or brokerage is going to require to open up that solo 401k account. In addition, if you're transferring money from a pre-existing retirement account, like a former employer plan or a non-Roth IRA, so you can't transfer money from a Roth IRA, but you can transfer, of course, money from a traditional pre-tax IRA. You can also transfer funds that are in a former employer plan. It could even be Roth money in a former employer plan. You just can't transfer money from a Roth IRA to any type of 401k, including the solo 401k. So you could also fund that account by making 401k contributions. So this would be based off of your earned self-employment income. You're going to be able to contribute. For example, for 2022, you could contribute as much as $61,000 or even $67,500 as a solo 401k contribution. So once you have money in that solo 401k account, either by rolling it over or by making a contribution or both, it's time to go to step 3 and open and fund an account at a cryptocurrency exchange. So here you would need to open up an account at a cryptocurrency exchange under the name and EIN of the plan. You would then transfer the funds from the solo 401k bank or brokerage account to that account at the exchange. And then step 4, it's time to start investing, acquiring the cryptocurrency. You might be storing it, for example, on a separate wallet or on a hot or cold custodial account. If you're going to store it in a separate wallet, it would be stored in a safety deposit box. That physical wallet would be stored in a safety deposit box associated with that solo 401k bank account. So at a high level, those are the steps to invest solo 401k funds in cryptocurrency. So now we're going to turn to the advantages of investing via a crypto solo 401k as opposed to a crypto IRA. So number 1 is security. So it's important to understand the current state of the cryptocurrency market, as well as the differences between the rules that apply to IRAs and the rules that apply to solo 401ks in order to understand this point. So number 1, in terms of the current state of the market, meaning again, we've been offering solo 401k plans since 2009 and helping our clients invest in cryptocurrency for many, many years. So we've certainly seen an evolution in that market. Right now, if you're trying to invest, if you want to invest via an IRA, of course you have your blue chip IRA providers, right? Such as Fidelity, Schwab, TD Ameritrade, etc. And then you also have cryptocurrency exchanges, right? You got the now becoming brand name ones like Coinbase or Crypto.com or FTX. So none of the blue chip IRA providers offer an IRA that allows a retail investor to invest directly in cryptocurrency. On the other hand, the cryptocurrency exchanges also don't offer their own IRA account. So what has happened is that in the last year or so, some IRA providers have opened up shop that allow you to invest in an IRA into cryptocurrency. At the same time, under the IRA rules, the IRS and those IRA rules is going to require that that IRA provider holds or has access to that crypto IRA account. That's because under the IRA rules, you have to have an IRA account at a separate financial institution or trust company, right? And that's going to be those crypto IRA, that's going to be the crypto IRA provider, right? And then, so effectively that means that the IRA provider holds or has access to the cryptocurrency in your IRA. So on the flip side, under the 401k rules, the Crypto Solo 401k provider, because the IRS rules don't require it, it doesn't need to have access and won't have access to your cryptocurrency. So you don't need to have a separate account at a Crypto Solo 401k trust company or financial institution. Instead, your cryptocurrency account is going to be directly at the exchange. And you can store the cryptocurrency. Again, we're going to go through the storage options in a few slides here. You could store the cryptocurrency in a hot or cold custodial wallet, or it could be a physical wallet stored in a safety deposit box associated with the Solo 401k bank account. So just fundamentally, there's that difference where with a 401k, you don't need that separate IRA trust company or financial institution to have access to your IRA funds. So now you're eliminating, from a security perspective, a potential vulnerability point. So now you can just focus on, okay, am I picking an exchange that has the security features that I'm looking for? So hopefully that makes sense. Number two, in terms of advantage of a Crypto Solo 401k versus a crypto IRA, is fees. So crypto IRA providers typically charge 1% to 2% trading fees, whereas a Crypto Solo 401k provider like us doesn't charge any trading fees. So I mean, we don't charge any type of investment fees at all. We charge a totally flat fee structure. So the fees that are charged are not a function of the investments that are being made in terms of growth or transaction, nothing. It's totally flat. So for that Crypto Solo 401k investor, that means that you're only paying the trading fees charged by the cryptocurrency exchange, again, of your choice. And typically that's going to be well less than 1%, typically 0.4% or less. Number third advantage of a Crypto Solo 401k over a crypto IRA is that you can choose your own exchange. So if you look at the crypto IRA options out there, the providers typically offer only one designated platform or exchange. With the Crypto Solo 401k, you could open up accounts at many different exchanges for your one Solo 401k plan. You could even invest on a decentralized basis. So that's going to give you a number of different benefits, ranging from access to more exchanges, right, that you might not have access to, because the crypto IRA provider is going to only allow you to invest via one specific platform or exchange. The ability to spread out your investments across different exchanges, right, which you may find advantageous from a security perspective. The access to certain coins that might be at that might not be at the exchange that the crypto IRA provider offers. So there's a number of other advantages that really flow from the ability to choose your own exchange. So number four, this flows right into that. So number four advantage of a Crypto Solo 401k over a crypto IRA is, again, access to more coins. So the crypto IRA providers typically offer a limited selection of cryptocurrencies. With the Crypto Solo 401k, again, you're able to invest through multiple exchanges, which provides access to many different coins. Number five, advantage of the Crypto Solo 401k over a Crypto IRA is the ability to store keys in a private wallet. So per the IRA rules, cryptocurrency held in a Crypto IRA must be stored with a custodian. Whereas with the Crypto Solo 401k, the cryptocurrency could be stored at the exchange, cold storage, or wallet of your choice. So here we've got a couple of slides to help illustrate that. So again, I purchased cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, for example, with my Crypto IRA. What are my options to store the private keys? So yes, it could be stored on a custodial wallet associated with an account in the name of the Crypto IRA, but no, you can't store it on your laptop or smartphone, stored at your home or personal residence, or a cold wallet. Can't be on a hot or cold wallet stored at your home or personal residence. It can't be on a cold wallet stored in a safety deposit box associated with your Crypto IRA account. And that's really just because practically banks banks generally don't offer safety deposit boxes associated with an IRA account. So that's more of a practical reason why it's no on the last one. Whereas with the Crypto Solo 401k, you can also, of course, store the cryptocurrency on a custodial wallet associated with an account in the name of your Crypto Solo 401k. So that's like the hot or cold wallet on an exchange like Coinbase. Just like with the Crypto IRA, you can't store the keys in a hot or cold wallet at your house or residence, but you could store the keys in a cold wallet in a safety deposit box associated with your Crypto Solo 401k bank account. So number 6 advantage of Crypto Solo 401k over Crypto IRA is more tax deductions. So this is really just a function of the ability to contribute to a Solo 401k. The contribution limits are much higher than the contribution limits to an IRA. So that means that you are going to have the ability to reduce your taxes to a greater extent by making contributions to a Solo 401k. So for 2022, for example, the max IRA contribution is $6,000 or $7,000 if you're 50 or older. Whereas with the Solo 401k, you can contribute as much as $61,000 or even $67,500 if you're 50 or older for 2022. And so just related to this same point of having higher contribution limits, if you're looking to make Roth contributions, there's also going to be a strong advantage of a Crypto Solo 401k versus a Crypto IRA because of the ability to make Mega Backdoor Roth Solo 401k contributions. So again, for 2022, that Roth IRA limit is $6,000 or $7,000 if you're 50 or older, whereas for a Crypto Solo 401k, if you have a plan that allows you to make Mega Backdoor Roth contributions like ours does, you may be able to contribute as much as $61,000 or even $67,500 if you're 50 or older as a Mega Backdoor Roth contribution. Number 8 advantage of the Crypto Solo 401k over a Crypto IRA is alternative investments. So typically, a Crypto IRA is only going to allow you to invest in certain cryptocurrencies. Whereas with the Crypto Solo 401k, such as the one that we offer, you may also invest in other alternative investments like real estate, private placements, precious metals, notes, among many other options that are going to allow you to further diversify your retirement account. So that takes us to the end of the slides that we wanted to go through. So now we'll go through the questions that are presented here. So please don't hesitate to chat over more questions and we'll go through them. We've got plenty of time. Okay, so I have a Roth Solo 401k on Coinbase. Now we can trade on the interactive brokers with low fees. Okay, good comment. Yes, I'm aware that Interactive Brokers is starting to offer that. So we just need to be, and we help a number of folks open up accounts at Interactive Brokers. So we do that on a regular basis. So it would just need to be an account at Interactive Brokers opened up under the name and EIN of the solo 401k, separate sub accounts if you've got different participants, like a husband or wife, separate sub accounts if you've got different types of money, like pre-tax and Roth. And Interactive Brokers can definitely accommodate that for your third-party solo 401k plan like that we offer. So it goes back to as far as this, having the wallet on your computer, if you look at the options, you're not going to be able to store that wallet, whether it's a cold or hot wallet on your personal laptop or smartphone at your house or residence. And this is the view that we've always shared, and it's been reinforced in light of a recent tax court case, McNulty. You can look at our YouTube channel. We've got as well as our website, mysolo401k.net. We've got more information about that McNulty case. But those are that wouldn't be an option either for a crypto IRA or crypto solo 401k. As far as your next good question, so if you're trading on an exchange that offers accounts and you're trading your solo 401k funds, it needs to be done via an account under the name and EIN of the plan. So that's really the rules that we have to live with. So when you say decentralized, what a lot of folks mean, I think, is that it's outside the context of an exchange. So that could be done with the solo 401k, provided that the other party that you're transacting with is not a disqualified person, like a husband or wife or a child or a parent or other related persons. And you'd want to make sure that the transaction, again, is done via or solely with your solo 401k funds or solo 401k assets. Hopefully that makes sense. Thank you for the good questions. Please don't hesitate to chat over more questions. How can we open an account with crypto exchange to store pre-tax and after-tax contributions? How does it work? So by after-tax, I'm assuming you really mean Roth Solo 401k contributions. So the way that it works is that you would have separate accounts at the cryptocurrency exchange. For example, one account in the name and under the EIN of the plan for pre-tax funds or pre-tax cryptocurrency investments, a separate account that's dedicated for Roth cryptocurrency investments. Now, as far as making the contributions, you would make those contributions to a bank or brokerage account in cash, right, under the name and EIN of the plan. So let's say you have two bank accounts, one under the name of the plan and under the EIN of the plan for pre-tax funds, a second under the name and EIN of the plan for Roth funds. And then you've got another two accounts at the cryptocurrency exchange. So you would make your contributions to the bank accounts within the contribution limits, by the contribution deadlines, etc. And then you could transfer the funds from the bank account, from those bank accounts over to, assuming that you're opening up the account at the cryptocurrency exchange at an exchange that allows you to fund it with fiat, with US dollars, right? You could transfer then the funds from those two bank accounts over to the respective pre-tax and Roth accounts at the cryptocurrency exchange. Hopefully that makes sense. Thank you for the good question. So we do have more time. Please feel free to chat over more questions. We will, in the meantime, while you're doing that, I'll just again highlight the resources on our community, mysolo401k.net/my community, where we host daily live webinars where every day of the week you can come and ask questions. You can hear what other people are asking. It's free to join. All are welcome. Then you've got our forums where you can post questions 24/7. Again, free to join. It's all are welcome. You create a post. You can see what other people are asking. So it's a great way to see what other people are asking, learn from others, ask your own question, etc. Again, if you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. It doesn't look like we have any more questions. So again, thank you so much for the participation. Okay, here we go. Another question. That's great. Thank you. So a question about the Roth, presumably you're talking about the Roth Solo 401k. So we charge $425. It's a totally flat fee. We charge $425 to establish the plan and $125 annual fee for all the ongoing compliance support. So it's totally flat. It's not a function of how much you have in your account. It's not a function of the transactions you're doing. So, that's going to be everything to establish the plan, the accounts, transfers, helping you with contributions, helping you getting the account set up at the exchanges, answering ongoing questions, all the mandatory plan updates and amendments, whatever else might go on with that plan, right? If the value of the plan exceeds $250,000, you're going to have to do a Form 5500 EZ, which we handle as part of our service for no additional charge. Here's our pricing page that confirms all that in black and white. Just chatted that over. So, if you need a 1099-R, if you're making a Mega Backdoor Roth contribution, that's going to necessitate having to do a 1099-R, which we handle as part of our service for no additional charge. Thank you so much. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions on that point. Next question here. To invest pre-tax in Roth Solo 401k funds, I guess we should open accounts at 2 different crypto brokerages to segregate the funds. Well, it doesn't necessarily need to be at 2 different brokerages or exchanges, we should say, right? Because like we talked about earlier, the brokerage is like your blue chip brokerage firms like your Fidelity and Schwab don't offer IRAs that allow individuals to invest in cryptocurrency directly and trade. So, but yes, you could open up the solo 401k accounts at different cryptocurrency exchanges, but you don't have to, right? There's a lot of exchanges that our clients are opening up accounts at, and they will be able to open up different sub accounts, right? So you might have one account at the exchange under the name and EIN of the plan for pre-tax funds, and then a second account at the same exchange under the name and EIN of the plan for Roth funds. So a number of the brokerages, in other words, do definitely accommodate and provide the ability to have sub accounts or separate accounts. So you can keep those pre-tax and Roth investments segregated. Hopefully that makes sense. Oh, there's a number of them. I mean, just off the top of my head, you've got Coinbase, Gemini, FTX.us, ErisX. These are definitely exchanges where folks are able to open up sub accounts. Yes, the employer identification number is going to be the same because it's just one plan. Even though you have different sub accounts, different types of funds, pre-tax and Roth, it's really just one plan, one entity. It's a trust, right? All 401ks fall under the trust umbrella. So it would just be one EIN number. We do have a lot of resources on our, in terms of the custodian brokerage. Sorry, I read that too fast. So you've got Fidelity. We have a lot of information on the website regarding opening up accounts at the brokerages, the blue chip ones, like I mentioned, like your Fidelity, Schwab, TD, Ameritrade, E-Trade. We talked about interactive brokers earlier. There's even more boutique ones, right, that are popping up where people are opening up accounts. So we prepare all the paperwork that the brokerage firm requires to open up that account. So what you could do is go to our website, mysolo401k.net, and you could search for the name because there's a good chance we have information on the website already, but we don't have per se a list just because there are a number out there and it seems to be growing. So we're totally neutral, right? We don't, as far as where the account is, we've got clients at hundreds of different banks, many different brokerages. We're neutral as far as where the account is. We'll be happy to help you set it up wherever you want, assuming that the brokerage or the bank will open up the account for your plan. Well, I think it depends on the details. I'm not, to be frank, I'm not understanding the details of that specific wallet that you mentioned. I think this page here could be helpful in figuring out which category that wallet would be in. So I would say if it's a hot or cold wallet that's stored at your home or personal residence, for example, on a laptop or smartphone at your home or personal residence, that's not going to be allowable. And that's always been our guidance, and that's been confirmed. And this is the same for Crypto IRA as well as Crypto Solo 401k. But that would been that in our view has been confirmed by the recent tax court case McNulty. Yes, you absolutely can, right? That's one of the advantages really of the Crypto Solo 401k over the Crypto IRAs. You're not going to be tied to just one exchange or platform. You could have accounts at different exchanges and for different reasons, right? Whether you like your ability to trade and the features of one exchange, or maybe the coins that one exchange offers, or it could be um, a security benefit, the ability to really keep your investments at different exchanges so they're not all tied to one exchange. Thank you so much for the positive feedback. Appreciate that. Please continue to participate. Again, we have webinars every day on our community website, mysolo401k.net/mycommunity. So in terms of the contribution rules, we're actually with the Solo 401k, you have the ability to contribute all the way up until your business tax return deadline, including any timely filed extension. So we're in the middle really with a lot of clients that are making contributions for 2021, right? Because they set up the plan, before the end of last year. So now they're making those 2021 contributions now. So last month in February, we hosted 12 deep dive webinars on our community site, really going through all the nuts and bolts, A to Z, of making contributions. So I just highlight that because we've got them posted here on our website. where you can check out the slides, watch the videos, etc. And here's a link to that. But one thing that we learned during those webinars, right, is that the ability to contribute to the solo 401k depends on different factors. One is definitely whether you are making contributions to a 401k plan sponsored by your day job, but really only to a degree, because that only reduces how much you can contribute to the solo 401k as an employee contribution. But you're still going to be able to make employer contributions without regards to that employee contribution that you made. So in other words, you could also make the voluntary after tax, which is how you make Mega Backdoor Roth contributions. So in simple terms, that means that you could make, if you have the self-employment income to justify it, a $61,000 Mega Backdoor Roth Solo 401k contribution and have made that maximum employee contribution to your day job plan. So in other words, the voluntary after-tax limit is not reduced by how much you contribute to a plan sponsored by an unrelated employer, your day job plan. But if you're trying to make another $20,500 employee contribution, yes, you can't make another $20,500 employee contribution because that employee limit applies at the employee level. So we do have some resources, of course, on this concept of multiple solo 401k plans and how the contribution rules work. That's the link there. Let's see, if you go to create the search for you. Well, if you go to the website, mysolo401k.net, so here, let's show that page, and you search under Solo 401k, there's a drop down contributions, and then you scroll down to where we talk about contribute to multiple 401k plans, and then you can click here. This is the same page that I just linked over. And we've got a video about that and a number of different, how the rules work, et cetera, as well as the guides page that I showed you with the deep dive webinars from February, from last month. We also talk about the same concept. So next question, do you have to have a job, self-employment, to participate in a solo 401k, or can anyone participate in the plan? Great question. So you do need to be self-employed in order to be able to set up a solo 401k plan. In other words, a solo 401k plan is for self-employed individuals that have no full-time W-2 employees working for any business owned by that person or a spouse, if any. So we're going to pull up some different slides to help hammer home this point. So you can see here who's eligible to set up a solo 401k. A solo 401k is for an owner-only business with no full-time W-2 employees. So this slide here goes through some of the top eligibility considerations. Do I need a separate entity? No. So you could be self-employed as a sole proprietor. You don't have to have a formal legal entity in order to set up a solo 401k. The key is that you need to report earned self-employment income on your taxes, but there's no minimum amount of earned self-employment income. Your spouse or business partner could also participate as long as he or she is reporting their own earned self-employment income. You can have a solo 401k even if you've got a W-2 job, a day job, again, as long as you're reporting that earned self-employment income, even if you're participating in your W-2 employer-sponsored plan. So that's really the key to be able to set up a solo 401k. And then once you have established that eligibility, which you could be starting to be self-employed here in 2022, go ahead and set up the solo 401k now, as long as you're going to be reporting that earned self-employment income next year. And again, you don't have any full-time W-2 employees, et cetera. So there is an eligibility requirement, but it's for many people, it's not hard to satisfy that requirement in order to be able to set up a solo 401k and take advantage of a lot of these features that we've been talking about. Exactly. Yep. You could maximize that employee contribution to your day job and still be able to make another 61,000 to the solo, provided that you have the self-employment income to justify it, and provided that you're talking about making employer and or voluntary after tax, i.e. Mega Backdoor Roth contributions. Great. Thank you so much for all the great questions. We really appreciate it. So again, we'll be back on the community every day next week. We'll be continuing the cryptocurrency discussion. We'll be hosting, fielding lots of different questions. So please don't hesitate to join. And we appreciate, again, all the participation today. We'll see if there's any more questions that come in. Just give it a moment. Thank you. Okay, it looks like it takes us to the end of the questions. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Take care. Have a good one.